Sorry, I'm still babysitting my puppy. uh, Welcome to my channel, Race Up. My introduction today will be about my program that's coming out. If you have a Facebook, you can look into it. I put up about three different little programs or whatever you want to call them, or maybe just pretty much promoting my stuff. I was trying to get some business cards. Those seem to be a little bit too much of a hassle and difficulty. So I said, fuck it, I'll just do it on Facebook. Now, basically, my program is going to be called Welcome to the Conditioning of the Unconditioned. So pretty much it'd be a fundamental of about a lot of aspects of different remedies, of different things, pretty much different classes of stuff that you would want to learn. So, like, I have a lot of background history of learning experience in life, more experiences than one lifetime. That you could say that most individuals, everybody has a story, everybody goes through something. Well, I've learned to harness all that. When I moved out here, I started doing some training and stuff, and boxing. I did a little bit of martial arts. To put it in a short example, after I got my ankle snapped, things weren't really working out at the boxing place, and then I was dealing with certain other things personally with life. I got my rib broken. So over time, I was noticing that most trainers, they don't want to see you grow unless they're making money off of you. That's just pretty much my experience, and that's not to put anybody down. It's just my experience. So fundamentally, the way I look at it is like, if you really want to learn and grow, I'll teach you to grow in that aspect and push you higher and higher and higher until you hit the threshold. Pretty much your threshold would be like as far as you can go, as far as you're willing to go. Once you reach that level, depending on many other levels that you want to accomplish, then you're free to go about your life, do whatever you want. It's not one of those programs where you pay yearly, monthly, or anything like that. You could pay as you go kind of type of thing. Like I said, I'm just starting. I'll give a free estimation if you hit me up on Messenger and all that through the Facebook. I'm not like widely commercialed. There's a possibility that maybe we could talk on the phone. I live in Laughlin, Nevada. So anyways, for my programming, it could be pretty much like the fundamentals of boxing, the fundamentals of the martial art, bone conditioning. So I'm not going to say I know all martial arts, but I do know the conditionings of the bone structures. There's conditioning and running and jogging, believe it or not, breathing techniques, mental focus, mental clarity. I guess you could say like mental health stability, because sometimes too, even nutrition becomes a factor. If you're eating healthy, you'll notice that your depression will dissipate, your stress level will go down. If you're a smoker or a drinker, or if you smoke weed, or if you're into drugs, I can give you methods and tools and certain things as the fundamentals of training that will clear you out, that will clear your mind, that will dissipate stuff away in order for you to cultivate your own things. So I'm pretty much like a guide, a conditioning trainer, and I'm pretty much known as I've already pushed myself past the threshold on certain things. I'm the conditioning. So that would be pretty much me. So that's why in the program it's saying, welcome to the conditioning of the unconditioned. Because basically, I know the conditioning and what it takes on all aspects, on different levels and different physicalities, spirituality, the proper teachings, because there's wicked knowledge and then there's good knowledge. Now, I want to give you the good knowledge. I don't want to give you wicked knowledge. A lot of other aspects on there like Facebook, TikTok, Tinder, and just a bunch of stuff that gets thrown at you. You don't really know fundamentally what you're getting into. So in my research that I've done to cultivate myself, to make myself a better person physically, mentally, and emotionally, especially with cigarettes. Cigarettes are a bad habit. I smoked those for quite some time, but I've learned I don't need them. So I work on certain things. You trade, good habits from the bad habits. So you get good habits from the bad habits. That's pretty much going to be my program. So like, let's just say, long story short, you don't want to know the nutrition factor. You just want to get better at like clearing your lungs. Like, okay, can you show me the fundamentals of running and jogging and whatnot? I usually do a 4 mile, 4.32 mile course behind where I live. We can always do it at the park. If I meet up with anybody or any of the individuals that want to study that, it'll be like, let's say, for instance, you want to go on a 4 mile run on a particular day that we're both off from work, because yes, there's going to have to be some way that we work around certain things to make sure that make sure that things are on our both schedules so that we can work with one another. It would be like $25 to take you on that run. Maybe to some people it sounds a little pricey, but for a 4 mile run, on knowing all the physicalities on that one run, is $25. So like, let's say I show you everything in that method of running. You don't even know if you're gonna be able to make that 4 mile run. You might get tired a quarter of the way, and as you get tired, I'll talk you through it, and then I'll push you to get to that first mile, through the second mile, through the third mile. By the time you're done by the fourth mile, you'll be worn out. Now, if you're making it past the third mile, but then you're getting tired, so there's going to be lessons in there along the way, and it's going to be worth that $25. And after you're done with that and you go home, you're going to have a lot of lessons, a lot of thinking, a lot of knowledge there. You're going to want to come back. And maybe you don't want to just learn the conditioning and the running, because just running one time and jogging one time isn't going to clear out everything. Now, it takes time. Like I said, that's why it's called conditioning. So conditioning, it could take you, let's say, a good year or two, and you notice your calves are just, you're built, you're able to run with no problem, no issue, and you quit smoking for 2 years. Now that $25 for that 2 years is really worth it. So that's pretty much what it is. And what I mean by welcome to the conditioning of the unconditioned is because society teaches you everything's of conditioning. I don't care how you look at it. Conditioning is everything, whether it's food, addiction, sex, money, drugs, alcohol, cigarettes. It could be on your phone, constantly on the internet, constantly watching TV. You could be a workaholic. You could be attached to relationships for whatever reason. So basically, society will teach you, there's so many things in society that will teach you to cultivate and lock you in and keep you conditioned a particular way. Like I said in many other videos before, you could be working at a job that you hate, but you know you need the money, and that's your excuse. I'm gonna stay at this job as long as I can because it's the only job I can get. It's the only job that will pay me enough money to get my rent. But every morning you're like, oh man, like you're depressed. You don't want to go to work. You're stressed out. You hate working with the people that you're working with. It's negative all the time. You're conditioning yourself like that every day, 24/7, 8 hours a day, 365 days a year. That's miserable. Now, when you're conditioning yourself like that, how do you uncondition yourself from that? You don't know anything else. That's what you're going to keep continuing to do. So that's just some of the examples. But my program opens up a wide variety of different things and everything I just named off. So like I said from the very beginning, I got my rib broken, my ankle snapped, all this stuff that was happening to me. Fundamentally, it had to get me to a point where I was like, okay, like, what am I going to do with my life? Because I wanted to be a fighter. I wanted to train into something. I wanted someone to believe in me and train me all the way up, But in reality, I'm glad it happened because I'm self-taught now. Once I knew that all my trainers or certain trainers just only care about the revenue, that's when I was like, you know what? Okay, I get it. We all need money. But what's the point of not allowing someone to flow and get to their best potential? Now, if someone's going to hold you here or hold you there or even hold you down here, you're not really making it anywhere. Your trainer's not going to allow you to fly. Now, it's no different from a bird's nest. At some point, that little bird has to jump and make its way through life, right, and go fly on its own. How do you think these birds fly on their own? Now, we're all in a nest waiting around to fly, right? And you're full grown. You haven't even flown yet. So that's my whole program, is to teach you, to strengthen you up in areas in life, to push you beyond that point where you can be like, okay, you know what? I feel confident enough. I feel strong enough. You know, it might even help you get out of a bad relationship. It might help you break away from drugs. It might help you break away from anything that's holding you back in life and you don't want to do it anymore and you want to cut it. Sometimes people aren't strong mentally enough. Sometimes they don't have enough focus. Sometimes they don't have enough motivation. Sometimes they just need a fire that's inside them that needs to be lit, and it's always lit. And when they need to pull it out of them in a situation, it will emanate out and it will allow them to push through. So, like, for instance, I know certain individuals that either their man passed away or their mom passed away or their dad passed away or a kid had passed away. Life's going to hit you hard, and there's going to be times where you struggle, and some people turn to drugs, some people turn to alcohol, some people turn to food, some people turn to depression, they don't even know it. So there's going to be a lot of things that are unfair in life, and that's what the conditioning's about, is to uncondition you from what you know and start you from scratch and build you up to the best version of yourself. So that's going to be pretty much my program. Like I said, I've had about 5 years of training. If you look at a lot of my videos and, you know, if it clicks to you, then great. If it doesn't reach you, then it doesn't reach you. Look at my Facebook. I have 3 different programs on there that are like typed out differently. There's pictures of Riddick from the Chronicles of Riddick. And that story kind of makes sense because in the movie, he's a real hard, real conditioned individual. He's strong. He stands up for himself. He doesn't bow down to anybody. And in that movie, that's what it mainly is. Like, there's weak individuals. There's kind of some strong ones, but he's the top conditioned one. But he's also a character, you know what I mean? But in reality, that's when I started to learn everything that's happened in my life, or especially in the training. That's when I was like, you know what, I'm just going to train myself. So I started doing the research and studying and applying that, and I got really, really good at it. Now, I know of the conditioning. I've even pushed past the threshold of areas where, like, I went in running into like 117-degree weather, no shade, no nothing, hot as fuck, came home, drank cold water, which you're not supposed to do because it'll put your body in shock. And I was going into shock, and I didn't even realize I was going into shock until I looked into it. But I was like, what the hell is this? Like, pain? What's this hitting my head? But see, if I wasn't as conditioned through the suffering, the pain, and the endurance, I probably would have passed out. I don't even know if anybody would have called the ambulance or anything. But see, that's my point. I'll condition you to as far as you want to go. You don't have to go as far as me, because some people might take my stuff because I go to the extreme, but that's because I want to push myself to that extreme. Now, I'm not going to push you anywhere where you don't want to be or what you can't take. Now, for an example, a sister of mine, some years back, she's like, I want you to train me and teach me how to do this and that, you know. And then one day, well, she was buzzed that day, right? So she was probably excited. One day when I did go over there, I told her, hey, you ready to train? And she got scared. She's like, no. She's like, I don't want to do it, you know, because you're going to, later on, I just told her, okay. Later on, we talked, and I told her, what was the big deal? Like, she's like, no, dude, because she's like, I don't want to do the things that you do. I don't want to get all buff and this and that. But see, that's not what it was. But now I get it. Now, when I tell people about my extremities or the extremeness of the things that I do, it scares them. They're like, whoa, holy shit. They're thinking about all the dynamics or what it does or how you would like give out, or your body or sweating or getting hot or overheating. Or me personally, I've been through enough pain in life where it's normal to me. Like, if I'm telling you right now, it ain't shit to me. You know, like, I can get shot and be like, oh man, and probably pull the shit out and sew it up. You know what I mean? That's because of my conditioning. That's the kind of physicality and the mindset that I have, that I wouldn't hesitate to just go forward. You know what I mean? Now, other individuals, they're not like that. But like I said, I'll train you from the very, very bottom to where I'm like, okay, if you can only do 3 push-ups, that's your max. We'll do 3 push-ups, 5 sets of 3. Go. 1, 2, 3, stop, wait a couple minutes, wait 30 seconds to a minute. Okay, you ready to go again? But I'll teach you over and over. Repetition is good because over time, you're not just doing 3 anymore. You're doing 15. You're doing 20. You're doing 25. Okay, now, boom, hit 50. Now you're doing 100. 5 sets of 100. That's 500. You're doing 500 push-ups, and it's only been 2 months, right? You'll start to realize those type of things that happen up here and in your body, you become somebody else. You become something different. You know what I mean? Now, let's say you don't want to get all buff and all that. Like I said, my program has a a long variety of things, endless amount of knowledge. So whether you're looking to do nutrition, mental state, mental focus, mental health, clarity, self-motivation, the nutrition, the fundamentals of boxing, the fundamentals of the bone conditioning, just all around aspects. And that's going to be pretty much what my program's about. So, like I said, I won't push anybody that doesn't want to go any further, because pretty much the lesson 1 is conditioning. Lesson 2 is what is your conditioning. So you got to tell me, how are you conditioned out of your daily life? Do you drink a lot? Do you eat a lot? Do you work a lot? Do you have a bad relationship? I want to know all the fundamentals to your conditioning, and then I can break you down to your foundation. Once we figure that out together, we can build you up. And it all depends on you, on how you want to go through through the program with me. So those are the two lessons. Lesson 3 will pretty much be like you finding out who you're gonna get scared at some point, right? You're gonna grow in fear and take a step back, like, well, wait, because it's something new, and we tend to run back to all we know. But I'm always gonna be there when you want to come back. So I know there's gonna be some people that skip out on me because they're afraid of themselves. I know that feeling, being afraid of success, maybe, being afraid to let go of something, being afraid to grow or to move forward, or not knowing how to move forward, or too scared of knowing what might come in the future. But you know what? Forget the past, right? So once you come to the truth and realizing it, you'll be back. And then when you come back, I'll be there to help you out. So there's 1, 2, and 3. 4 will pretty much, you're going to recognize who you are, depending on how far we take you into the program. And then, let's see, 5 is just pretty much, you recognizing still who I am, how I conditioned you. But then you're going to realize, like, fundamentally, like, who you truly are on the inside. You're going to figure out all kinds of stuff, like what your passions are, what you really love to do, where you were. You're going to look back on things. And 6 will be that when you're ready, and you're ready, you're going to move on all the way fully with full confidence, full agility, full mental clarity, full state of mind, full strength. You'll be able to take on things that you never even thought you could take on. And people are going to be like, whoa, shit, that person's way. And then you're going to realize a lot of friends that you thought were friends, they're not even your friends. You know what I mean? Like, you're really going to see who's been taking advantage of you and who hasn't. Now, the best thing you can do is love yourself. So I want to bring everybody to that aspect to make them onto a better and healthier life without trying to keep them here, or right here. You want to go all the way up, we'll go all the way up. Now, if you want to go past that point where I can't even see you anymore, that's beyond the threshold. And that's a good thing, because that means you can go farther than you ever knew that you could possibly go, or anybody ever would think that you can go. So once you learn, once you learn that, come here. Like, she's learning that right now. She's getting bigger. She's learning. I've been training her for not even that long. She's already getting shit like that. And like I said, everything of this lifetime is about conditioning, giving good love, giving good food, being good family with one another. Everything's conditioned. Now, if you're conditioned the wrong way, it's gonna really mess you up out of your whole life. And right now, there can be things that are messed up in your life. Some are more damaged than others. Some are not. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how bad it is or how low have you been. Even if you're at the lowest of the lowest pit, we can uncondition that and bring you way up high. We can go as high as you want to go. If you want to go beyond that, we could figure that out. But anyways, yeah. So once you learn that you're able to go on your own, then you're just free to go about your business. You're free to leave the program whenever you want, but like I said, you're gonna find yourself really deep into it because you're figuring out you, not me. I'm helping you figure out you, and that's passionately me because I genuinely care about people. I know of the suffering. I am of the suffering. I am of the conditioning. So I'm the conditioning that's gonna help you unconditioned to what you know to become the best conditioned self of your own self, and I'll help emanate that out of you and find that and cultivate it and grow it to where you want it to be. And that's pretty much my program. So I hope that hits home run for you guys. Like I said, look me up, Raymond Arenas on Facebook. You'll see me going like this. Victorville. Anyways, I hope you enjoy that, and you guys have a great night, and welcome to the conditioning of the unconditioned.